Hey friends, my name is Rick, and welcome to my Cape Cod life. Right now, I'm planting some seeds in the basement for my garden, but I wanted to give you a quick update about my cancer and where that is, because when I reported it last, a few weeks ago, and let you all know that I had it, it was still fresh, and I didn't know a whole lot of things yet. So, I know more, and let's discuss all of that. I just planted some okra. I'm growing Kibler okra, which is an old heirloom from the Midlands of South Carolina. Dr. Kibler, his family has been saving those seeds for generations. And if you watch Roots of Refuge Farm, you've probably seen Jess talking about it and growing it last season. And her friend Will, who works with her on the farm, and he has his own YouTube channel, Honeybee Hollow Farms. He's a great guy. So he was selling the seeds. He knows Dr. Kibler. And then I'm also planted Alabama Red, which is a squatty kind of okra. So I'm looking forward to trying that one. And I just planted some Silver Slice of cucumbers. So I had a bunch of tests. I had a CAT scan, I had an MRI, and I had a PET scan, just so we could see what's going on. And they each had their own value. So then I went to my local hospital. It's called the Cape Cod Hospital, and they have a very good cancer center there. And I met with a radiation doctor there, a radiation oncologist. And we talked about what was going on and how mine is a little atypical. I'm not going to get into the details of that right now. And his suggestion, he said most likely he would recommend 6 weeks, 5 days a week, 30 sessions of radiation. Seems intense to me, but that's what he suggests. And, I'm not arguing with these guys because they're here to save my life. He also mentioned that he believes I'm stage 3, and that was confirmed later on because there are some lymph nodes in that area that seem to have some cancer in them as well. And if you didn't see my original, my cancer is in my bottom. It's called adenocarcinoma. It's basically a cancer of the mucous membranes, very much akin to cervical cancer in that, and I had the markers that I've had HVP in the past. That can leave like fingerprints in your body for future cancers, and I guess it did. Planting some early straight neck yellow squash. Then I met with a medical oncologist. She's the one who would be doing the chemo, and she suggested during the radiation at the beginning, she'd give me a few doses of chemo then to help the radiation work even better. After that 6 weeks, I'll be doing a series of intravenous chemo. The first ones is just going to be a pill, most likely. How long the purely chemo treatment's going to last. I think they actually let me heal up a little bit because I can expect like skin to deteriorate because it's burning and all sorts of things. When that's getting finished, that's when I'll go and possibly have surgery. She recommended that I go to Dana-Farber Cancer Institute in Boston. It's a world-renowned facility that deals exclusively with cancer. They are top-notch leaders in the world in research and treatments. The place you really want to go. And that's where my surgeon is. And so yesterday, we went there. And we met with her team. I met with another radiation oncologist and another medical oncologist. That was actually, we all sat down together. My best friend, Marion, came with me. Thank you, Marion. I love you. So we kind of discussed basically what I discussed with the Cape Cod doctors. Maybe we went into a little bit more details there, but there we talked got some more information. They were kind of on board with what my doctors were already suggesting. They were going to make their suggestions, go to the review panel. Oh, did I tell you about the review panel? We'll get to them in a minute. Goes to the review panel. All right, so then I met with the surgeon, brilliant guy, one of the best in the country. Now I'm in such good hands. We talked about what could happen, what may happen. So we're hoping that basically the treatments really shrink the tumor and we might not need the surgery. That would be ideal in best case scenario. Now those doctors are going to write their reports, and at some point in the very near future, it's going to go before a review panel at their facility where all their experts get together. They talk about your case. Everybody makes their suggestions. When that's all said and done, all of that information will come to my hospital, the Cape Cod Hospital, and then we can start treatments. All right, so I have the early straight neck, and I also did Italian striped zucchini. Next, I'm going to be planting some Boston pickling cucumbers. Fun, I was just talking about Boston. These are a pretty good pickling cucumber. I grew them last year. They're really tasty. I just even eat them off the vine. I didn't make any pickles last year. One of the problems I've been having with my cucumbers is the pickle worm. So if anybody has really good ways of dealing with that dang pickle worm, please write me in the comments and give me some suggestions. If I do have surgery after that's done, there'll be some follow-up and I will have more chemo. All right, let's talk about some statistics. Let's start with that surgery. I'm planting Armenian yard-long cucumbers. Actually, I think it's a melon related maybe to bitter melon, but I don't know. All right, so statistics. According to the surgeon, there's a 60% chance that I will require that surgery. Is what it is. 60%. Okay. Also, my Cape Cod radiation doctor mentioned that I have a 60 to 80% chance of being cured. That's pretty good. I'm going to go with the 80. Focus on the positive. But either way, it's still pretty good odds. Now, if they don't, if it spreads somewhere else, they're fairly certain they can keep knocking it back into remission. So, looks like it stuck with me for a while, which I'm happy to say. Oh, these seeds come from Nicole Smith at Nicole Smith Gardening, and they're painted serpent cucumbers. They look very much like the Armenian cucumber. I think they are an Armenian cucumber like I just showed you, except these are green and striped. Okay, what else? Let's go back to the radiation doctor. He said, it's a lot. I mean, we're talking 30 sessions of radiation. He goes, you're more than welcome to try the work, but he promised me by the end of it I wouldn't want to. So I will be taking some time off for that. And fortunately, we have options in my state for medical leave of absence. So I will do that. I'm going to do some Kajari. And let me tell you about Kajaris. I get melons. Usually, they don't have time to ripen. Last year, I think I had one just about ripe. Some frickin' critter ate half of it on the vine. I was so mad. One of the problems is, my growing season, I don't think it's long enough technically, but I'm hedging my bets this year. And I am starting the seeds inside. I've always direct sown these melons, so that's what I'm doing. And if you aren't familiar, these melons are for India. And that ripe one smelled so good. So I don't know how we'll avoid the critters this year, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. No, mentally, as I told you in my first video, I'm afraid, I truly am, but I'm not letting that paralyze me. I just want to keep moving forward, put one step in front of the other, get it done, and get better. I'm going to kick cancer's butt and grow a lovely garden while I'm doing it. So that's still the plan. Show where I got these dragon egg cucumbers. Actually, I do. Wendy from Willow Way Ranch sent them to me. That's where I got those. Thanks, Wendy. So it's a cute little white-skinned, looks like a pickling cucumber. It is April 12th. Generally, if I plant them in the ground from seed, I may do it like May 15th. So this is going to give me a little extra time and get these jumping. Worst case scenario, if they don't work out, I'll just plant seeds. People have been so warm and supporting. I have a great network of friends. I'm going to get through this. And I am feeling okay. I'm going to live. That's where we're going. That's my focus. Thank you for joining me today and listening about my cancer update. Everybody's been just so sweet and wonderful. My heart has been touched in so many ways since I announced what happened, Here on YouTube, I have so many friends rooting for me. And in life at work, my family, all my friends. It's like, I really feel like I have a whole village behind me. Prayers, good vibes, best wishes, I still can use them, and I gladly accept them. If you're new here, welcome. Sorry, it's kind of a tough subject, but it is what it is. So I hope you like this and my other videos, and if you do, please consider subscribing. And my friends who've been here all along and for a while, I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. Hit that like button. And as always, my Cape Cod life.